Welcome to the Quarry podcast, Dig This. I'm Warren Major, and today I'm sitting in for Nick Mann. And with me today is Philip Smith from Guernsey Cricket, who's about to take an under-19 team to the World Cup qualifying event for the ICC, with the hope of getting a place in the main event in 2026. So, Philip, welcome.
Cheers, Warren.
This is a pretty big deal, isn't it?
Yes, it's pretty huge for the lads that we're taking up to Scotland. It's as you say, it's the precursor to the World Cup, the Under-19 Cricket World Cup in Namibia and Zimbabwe next year. We've got 5 tough games. Huge opportunity for us to perform well, compete, develop as players, develop as individuals, develop as a team. And if we do really well, then there's a chance that we can make it to the World Cup next year and compete against the likes of England, India, Australia, New Zealand, and so on. So,
yeah, this is sort of a difficult thing maybe for some people to get, but this is international cricket at basically a pretty high level, and Guernsey are competing at this. This is something that probably, your average person doesn't realise.
Yeah, it's. So we're European Qualifier 1, so the top team out of ourselves, Netherlands, Scotland, Jersey, Denmark, Sweden will qualify for the World Cup. So the level of cricket is really high. We've got a really good squad that we're taking. Age range sort of goes from 15, 16 years old up to 18 years old. And it is just a huge opportunity. Not many sports teams in Guernsey get this type of opportunity. We've got to make the most of it. Travelling up to hopefully sunny Scotland, playing on some lovely pitches, playing at some really good opposition. As I say, it's 5 games away from what could be something really remarkable. Yeah, it's going to be really tough. And again, for an island that is such a sporting island, cricket is usually a little bit further down the list to your rugby, your hockey, your football, and so on. So it's been a great opportunity to kind of see some of these lads develop through the age groups and now get this opportunity to represent the island. They obviously there's a tournament every couple of years. So the last one was actually hosted in Guernsey, where they won the group. Hence why we're now in this European One qualifier.
So you're not playing at this level week in, week out. So how hard is it going to be? I'm making the assumption that the other teams are playing at a higher level week in, week out. So how hard is it going to be competitive?
Yeah, it's going to be super tough. You're absolutely right. So Scotland, for example, we're playing against Ireland under-19s the other week as their warm-up games. Thankfully, we've had some warm-up games against the likes of Switzerland and a couple of other colleges that have come over from the UK as well. Played the MCC on Friday and beat them in a great game. So yeah, our squad, our players, play lots of local cricket to a relatively good level, but we've not quite yet got a broad range of fixtures where we've got really competitive games against really good opposition. So that's hopefully something we can develop in the years to come. But what we've been trying to instill in the squad that we've selected is just deliver world-class basics. So don't try and do anything over the top. Don't be too fancy with your skills. Just back yourself to do the basics at world-class level. And if we can do that, and if we can play with intensity, high energy all the time, some of those basics where you go, they're non-negotiables, go in with maximum effort. I think we do stand a chance of being pretty competitive.
So I remember going back a few years ago, I think actually we were both there. We had Nick Pothers talking, who used to be coaching the cricket representative sides. Now he describes his view of Guernsey sports, Guernsey cricketers, as being soft, like physically, not fit enough, and also mentally. So how do you address that? And how do you get the best out of your team to basically make them tougher? Because some of these players they'll be playing against, they are street tough, aren't they? Yeah. They're fighting for everything. Yeah. They've had to fight a bigger pool of people to get in their teams, everything about it. So how do you address that? Because we're lucky we come from an easy place to live generally.
Yeah, it's a really, really good question. It's tough, isn't it? I guess this applies to most sports in Guernsey where, due to population size, we're limited in terms of players that you can select that try and balance that participation versus performance. I think for me, so I've been coaching at Guernsey Cricket for a couple of years now. I think for me, it just starts with the mindset. The skills will come as part of coaching, but I think for me, it's just that mindset of can we in every age group and every player, irrelevant of ability, can we just get them trying to deliver to the best of their ability rather than just turning up and expecting to go through the motions and just being there for the sake of being there with their mates rather than actually thinking about, oh no, I'm going to try and do the best that I possibly can. I think if we can start doing that, and then hopefully that transcends outside of the cricket world as well. So do the best of your ability at cricket and then start thinking about how you're looking after yourself in terms of physically, your mental well-being as well. So it is a big area that I think most sports probably need to develop in Guernsey. And again, it's something that we at the Guernsey Cricket board have been trying to do from a coaching perspective as well, is just instill a bit of mental toughness into the team as well. Be competitive, play hard, be super competitive, play with intensity, but play with respect as well. Respect the opposition off the pitch and on the pitch as well. On the physical side, it's really interesting. So I think we're seeing a bit of a generational change come through cricket now. So the lads that we're taking up to Scotland, it's incredible to see most of them do personal training. They've got personal trainers. They go to the gym. They are athletes, and they're starting to see. And I think this is probably global cricket as well. It's a sport that's developed. You now have to be an athlete to play at some of the top levels, rather than just sort of turn up and play and then have a beer after the game. So we're just trying to instill that gradually. It's never going to be an overnight fix. It has to be through sort of generations and age groups as new players come through that we trying to change the culture slightly.
So this sounds like the start of a bit of a pathway. So what's the bigger picture for this? Because this team hopefully stick together. They become the senior team. Where do we see maybe like Guernsey Cricket going if you can keep all this together?
Yeah, I think in every age group, we ideally want to identify players that will eventually represent Guernsey Cricket. So if we can get, a good handful of players that we can develop into high-performing players in age groups across under 19, under 17, under 15, etc., the Guernsey senior team and squad will be really, it's doing very well at the moment. Just come back from the tournament in Holland. If we can start to introduce more youngsters, get them in the right mindset, and start to bring them into senior cricket, I think we'll be in a good place. It's that always that balance between participation, where the sport needs numbers to survive, and it needs that from a revenue perspective, and it's always good for physical and mental well-being. And then we've got to have the right balance around performance coaching as well, and getting the best players coached in the appropriate way to get up to senior representative cricket and beyond as well. We've just seen Mayo Le Tissier win the Euros and Alex Scott win his age group Euros. That there is the ability when these individuals, some of our players go off island into university or wherever, that who knows, they could be picked up, could be playing county cricket in the UK, and like one of the Jersey lads has been doing over the last couple of years.
So how do you build the resilience into these guys? Because they're up against tough competition. Win or lose, there's big lessons to be learned by entering something like this. So how can you build like the resilience? So even if hopefully they're successful, even if they're not, what are we taking away from an event like this that we can build upon?
It's a good question. Warren, you'll know, we've spoken before about the phrase that most of the answers are in the room already. So just from a coaching perspective, we had a pretty significant defeat in one of our warm-up games. So as a coach, I just sat in silence and just handed it over to the team and just said, what didn't we do well? What have we learnt? And I reckon for about 15 minutes, all the players were sort of sitting there with their hands up going, and this, and this. And then it was the conversation around, okay, so if we've learnt that, we've got another game on Friday. What 3 or 4 things are we going to take into that game that we learnt from this defeat? And again, right, put a hand up. Yeah, I think we need to do that. I think we need to be more intense. I think we need to bowl to a plan. So I think from a player development perspective, it might just be kind of personal coaching style. As a coach, you can't constantly give all the answers, even though you think you may know them. The development comes from asking the players, what went wrong here? What did you do well? What do we learn from that? So that's certainly what we're trying to do at Guernsey Cricket, is put a little bit more responsibility on the players to think about the game, think about how they're responding, reacting to situations, think about areas where they need to develop and learn, and really put it on them to kind of come up with the answers themselves. just to take that personal ownership and responsibility. It's super easy as a coach to kind of sit there and go, oh, you did that wrong, do that next time, do that next time, do that next time. It's always better, I think, for the players to sit back, reflect on it, and come up with the answers themselves. And cricket's such a mindset sport. It's very technical, but so much of it is mindset. If you take it from a batting perspective, you can go and hit 100 not out one day and then get an absolute belter of a ball and get a golden duck the next day. And you've got to be mentally resilient as well. And again, that's part of what we're trying to do, just around mindset going into a game as well. Whether it's a bowler going in, what are you doing? What plan are you bowling to? What are you seeing that the batter's doing that you want to combat as a bowler? And also from a batting perspective as well, it's just thinking about, rather than be fearful of making a mistake and going, oh, I don't want to get out and be defensive. It's like, okay, where can I score? How can I take on this bowler? How can I bat with intent? So we're just trying to tweak the mindset in many, many areas. Again, with mindset, it's never an overnight light switch to where you go, someone changes it like that. It's a constant tweak, constant nudging of direction change.
Well, I know from own experience and different things and different inputs that come from outside that sometimes you get the message, just go and enjoy it. Don't expect to win. You're up against some good people. So, go in there with the mindset of just enjoy yourself. I don't think that's where you're going with this.
No, so we absolutely want to enjoy it, but I think you can enjoy it, play with intensity, do the best that, deliver your skills to the best of your ability. I think enjoyment just comes as part of doing that. The quality World Cup qualifying tournament is a 50 over format. So, being in the field for 50 overs is a long time, and that's where you need that energy to keep yourself mentally alert, mentally awake. And again, it also helps with that kind of team and squad camaraderie as well. If everyone's enjoying it, but playing with intensity, being competitive, I think that just means that it should raise the overall bar of performance quite a bit. I'm not one to just sit there and go, let's enjoy it as our minimum standard. It's like, no, let's deliver a world-class basics as well as enjoying it, as well as being really intense in our efforts, and just delivering everything you can to the best of your ability, which hopefully, again, expands in the lads' lives outside of cricket. It's hopefully there's some lessons that they can learn from this tournament where they're not just applying it to cricket, that they're, most of them are either just gone through GCSEs or going through A-levels, going off to uni. So there's a little bit of life development and life skills in here as well, that hopefully we can impart into the kids as well.
Well, it all sounds like a fantastic opportunity for them, for Guernsey Cricket, for everything. So I'm sure everyone's going to wish you the best of luck, and we'll see if you come back with a World Cup place at the end of it. Yeah, just keep a lookout on the Guernsey Cricket social feeds. There'll be various updates going out, probably some video clips as well. Everyone's super excited about heading up there and hopefully doing well. Great. Well, good luck.
Cheers, Warren.